As the world emerged from the shadows of World War II, the year 1947 marked a dramatic shift in global politics. The map was being redrawn as former colonies of the British Empire embarked on journeys of self-determination. From the Indian subcontinent to the Caribbean, nations were shaking off the yoke of colonialism, entering a new era of independence. In this changing landscape, the Middle East, particularly Palestine, was a hotbed of mounting tensions. The end of British mandate was in sight, and the question of Palestine's future hung heavily in the air. Amidst this, a new player was stepping onto the global stage: the United Nations. Founded just 2 years prior, the UN was tasked with maintaining international peace and security, a role that would soon be put to the test. In this climate of change and upheaval, one event was to have far-reaching consequences: the adoption of United Nations Resolution 181. Resolution 181, also known as the Partition Resolution, was a significant milestone in the history of the Middle East. Adopted by the United Nations on November 29, 1947, this resolution was a dramatic turning point, altering the geopolitical landscape forever. The details of the Partition Resolution are both intricate and fascinating. In essence, it proposed to divide the British Mandate of Palestine, an area fraught with religious and territorial disputes, into two distinct entities: a Jewish state and an Arab state. Jerusalem, a city sacred to both Jews and Arabs, was to be placed under international administration due to its unique religious significance. The reasons behind the resolution were complex and multi-layered. After the horrors of World War II and the Holocaust, there was a pressing international urgency for a Jewish homeland. Simultaneously, the British, weary from years of conflict in Palestine, were eager to withdraw from the mandate. The resolution seemed to offer a solution to both these pressing issues. The international support for the Partition Resolution was considerable. A total of 33 countries voted in favor, with 13 against and 10 abstentions. The supporters hailed from diverse geographical locations, from Latin America to Eastern Europe, reflecting a broad consensus on the need for a resolution to the Palestinian question. However, it's important to note that the Partition Resolution was not universally accepted. The Arab states, in particular, were vehemently opposed to the creation of a Jewish state in Palestine. Their opposition would later manifest in a series of conflicts known as the Arab-Israeli Wars. Set to take effect in May 1948, the Partition Resolution set the stage for a new era in Palestine. Its adoption marked the end of British colonial rule, the birth of Israel, and the beginning of a protracted and deeply contentious struggle for land, identity, and recognition. This struggle, with its roots in the Partition Resolution, continues to shape the Middle East as we know it today. The adoption of Resolution 181 was not without its repercussions. So let's delve into the aftermath of this pivotal decision. The UN's partition plan was met with a kaleidoscope of reactions, both within Palestine and on the international stage. In Palestine, the Jewish community largely accepted the plan, viewing it as a stepping stone to realizing their dream of a homeland. However, they also had reservations, primarily due to the proposed borders which they deemed indefensible. On the other hand, the Palestinian Arabs and the wider Arab world vehemently rejected the partition. They saw it as a violation of their rights, a denial of their majority status in Palestine, and a continuation of what they perceived as European colonial interference in their affairs. The immediate aftermath was tumultuous. Civil war erupted in Palestine even before the British mandate officially ended. The country became a chessboard of conflict, with Jewish and Arab communities clashing in a series of violent encounters. Internationally, countries were divided. The United States and the Soviet Union, despite their Cold War rivalry, both supported the partition, albeit for different reasons. However, most Middle Eastern countries were fiercely opposed, viewing the plan as an imposition by Western powers. The British, on their part, were caught in a quandary. With their mandate set to end in May 1948, they found themselves in a rapidly deteriorating situation. Despite their initial efforts to maintain order, the escalating violence and their diminishing authority led them to hasten their withdrawal. On May 14, 1948, the British mandate officially ended, leaving behind a deeply divided land and a region on the brink of war. The State of Israel was proclaimed on the same day, triggering the 1948 Arab-Israeli War, which further complicated the already volatile situation. As the dust settled, a new challenge awaited: the implementation of the Partition Resolution. This would prove to be an uphill task, fraught with difficulties and controversy, a testament to the enduring impact of Resolution 181 on the course of history. 2 decades later, the echoes of Resolution 181 reverberated in the events of Black September. Enter Brigadier Zia, a man who would come to play a significant role in this particular chapter of history. At the time, Zia was stationed in Jordan. He was not just a mere observer, but the head of a Pakistani training mission, a role he held from 1967 to 1970. Brigadier Zia was not a stranger to conflict. The military was his world, and he found himself drawn into the heart of a conflict that was as complex as it was volatile. This was not a battle fought on distant shores, but a conflict that was unfolding on the very doorstep of Jordan. The adversaries? The Jordanian military and a group of Palestinian insurgents known as Black September. Black September was not just a name, but a symbol of a struggle that had its roots in a history steeped in tension, conflict, and a deep-seated desire for self-determination. For Zia, this was not just a mission, but a responsibility that he took on with the seriousness it deserved. His role was to train, to guide, and to prepare the Jordanian military for a conflict that was as unpredictable as it was inevitable. Brigadier Zia's involvement in the conflict was more than just a professional obligation. It was a testament to the complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a conflict that was not confined to the borders of Palestine, but had ramifications that stretched far beyond. His role in the conflict, his efforts to train the Jordanian military, was a stark reminder of the far-reaching impacts of Resolution 181. As the head of the Pakistani training mission, Zia found himself in the eye of the storm. His journey, his experiences and his role in the conflict against Black September serve as a lens through which we can understand the complexities and the enduring challenges of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Black September, a tragic chapter in history, further underscored the enduring complexities of the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. The adoption of Resolution 181 and the events of Black September have left indelible marks on the Middle East. These events, like a stone thrown into a pond, have sent ripples across the region, influencing the shape of politics, cultures, and lives to this day. The long-term consequences of these events are both tangible and intangible, yet they are all deeply significant. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict, a direct consequence of the Partition Resolution, has endured for more than 7 decades now. It is a conflict that has brought about much suffering, displacement, and loss. A conflict that has not only shaped the geopolitics of the region, but has also deeply affected the lives of those who call it home. The echoes of Black September too reverberate in the modern Middle East. The bloody conflict in Jordan, involving Brigadier Zia, was a turning point in the Palestinian struggle. It led to a shift in the focus of the Palestinian resistance from Jordan to Lebanon, altering the geopolitical landscape. The role of foreign actors, such as Zia-ul-Haq, in this conflict underscores the interconnectedness of the region and the far-reaching implications of their actions. These historical events continue to influence modern politics, shaping the narratives and decisions of today. The unresolved Israeli-Palestinian conflict feeds into the political discourse of not just the Middle East, but the entire world. The role of foreign actors in regional conflicts, as exemplified by Zia-ul-Haq's involvement in Black September, is a recurring theme that continues to play out on the global stage. Reflecting on these events, we see a complex tapestry of histories, narratives, and identities. We see the enduring quest for self-determination, for justice, and for peace. We see the struggles and resilience of people amidst the shifting sands of geopolitics. As we look back on these events, we are reminded of the complexities of global politics and the enduring quest for peace. They serve as stark reminders of the profound impact of political decisions on the lives of ordinary people and the lasting legacies they leave behind. The adoption of Resolution 181 and the events of Black September are significant chapters in the annals of history. Let's take a moment to reflect on what we've explored today. On November 29, 1947, the United Nations passed Resolution 181, a decision that reshaped the map of the Middle East, carving out separate Jewish and Arab states from the former British Palestinian Mandate. This resolution, set to take effect in May 1948, marked a pivotal moment in world history. Fast forward to the late 60s, Brigadier Zia, stationed in Jordan, became embroiled in the military conflict against Palestinian insurgents known as Black September. His involvement showcased the intricate web of international relations and the far-reaching impacts of these historical events. These narratives, intertwined and complex, remind us of the importance of understanding history in all its nuances. As we delve into the depths of history, we gain insights that help shape our understanding of the world. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning,